welcome back to another lovely episode here in the Veluriyam Mirage. We got some catching up to do because there's not a lot of time left to do stuff here before it is time to travel to the wonderful land of Fontaine. And I am super excited for Fontaine, but first we need to give the Veluriyam Mirage some love. And by that I mean I've been busy and I'm gonna make time to give this area some love because it's so cute. Hello there, Idia. I did not know where you were before, but now I know where you are, and apparently you have a quest for me. Oh, Teddy, Paimon. I was wondering where you two might be taking a stroll. Let me see. A melody of pure water sings and twists around you, accompanied by the energy of graceful dancing dewdrops. You two seem to be in good spirits. What do you say? Are you interested in sampling more of the delights of the Veluriyam Mirage? Even Paimon didn't imagine that Idia would start speaking more appropriately. She seems like a different person. Wait, is she a different person? Are you another creation of Idia? My body has always been my own creation. Alright, that's enough talking about bygone days. Hey, Idia seems much more lively. That's so wonderful. Wait, what are we talking about? Sampling the delights of the Veluriyam Mirage? Traveling around can lead to lots of pleasant surprises. Maybe there's a huge trove of treasure. Exactly. Great minds think alike. We'll want to explore every nook and cranny of a mysterious place like this. I agree. Just some hidden Mora. Gotta find them all. And Primo Gems. We need the Primo Gems for a new region coming up, Paimon. I mean truly appreciating this place, not just wandering around it. Though if it's treasure you're interested in, why not give the Returning Curios project a try? It's an old tradition of our newly revitalized Veluriyam Mirage. Returning Curiosity? Why hasn't Paimon heard you mention this before? Returning Curios, as the name indicates, refers to the multitude of fantastical items that have been swept into the vortex and funneled into the Veluriyam Mirage. This project goes back many a year. Originally, a veteran adventurer stopped by here and was deeply moved by the scenery. It goes without saying that my hospitality helped considerably. I'm sure it did. Anyway, he buried his most prized possessions in the place that touched him most deeply. Those are his mementos, 3 pocket watches made of Mora. Before leaving, the adventurer left a poetic cipher and asked me to tell it to later guests to see if they could find it. Watches made of Mora? Sounds shiny and valuable. I don't know how valuable they are, but when I mentioned them to later guests, they were even more excited than Paimon. They swore to retrieve the treasures left by that adventure. Unfortunately, though they searched the whole of Veluriyam Mirage, they were still unable to find the treasure trove hidden by the cipher. But in the process of searching, many guests began to relax and enjoy themselves, and lost all traces of the nervousness they had when they first entered the Mirage. Oh, so that place is so nice, because it's just like, you know, even if you have to go back to the real world and face the real world problems and not be happy all the time, you know there's a place where a version of you is living their best life with all of their dreams coming true. And that's exactly what Veluriyam Mirage is all about. A place where your dream self can have as much fun as they want. Though they never found the adventurer's treasure, they found the idea fascinating and chose to leave behind their own gifts in the Mirage, burying their stories and entrusting me with their care. In the end, though I never expected this, it has become a sort of tradition here. This is Returning Curios, deciphering ciphers to reveal the treasures of the guest's past, and then passing down our own stories. Were the watches ever found? Now that you mention it, what did happen to the watches? I only remember the stories he wanted to tell. Right. What was that cipher again? Give me a moment. Let me check to see if there are any records. Idia, did you promise the adventure? You need to be more reliable. Don't blame me. It was ages ago. There's been so many guests since then, too. Just stories upon stories. How can anyone expect you to memorize everything. Anyway, it's not about the value of the treasure or the watch, but the stories hidden inside the treasures. I agree, because the stories are all the journeys that everyone on, and all the intertwining journeys of everyone's dreams and happy thoughts just intersecting and here. All the things you want, all the beautiful things you want to create the world just coming to fruition together. Yes, that's it. As long as the stories live on, treasures and such are just the cherry on top. What do you think? Would you like to join the tradition of returning Curios? After all, the special memento you leave will be retrieved by someone else in the far future. Imagine how that person will react to seeing your story and the memento you chose to leave behind, here and now. It's really fun, isn't it? I agree. I wonder what we will leave behind. And I look forward to somebody else finding the memento of us someday. Paimon guesses it. It kinda makes sense. Leaving gifts and secret messages for strangers sounds interesting, and solving riddles to look for hidden treasures makes Paimon giddy. Ideally, we'll also get a ton of more while at it. After all, a gem ringed with gold is much prettier, and my romanticism needs a reasonable reimbursement. Well, not so much in Mora, but if we could get some more of those little primo gems, that would be great. But nah. I would be happy to leave a dream self. No, maybe not a dream self. I mean, not everybody leaves their dream self, but a dream memento for sure. Don't sweat it. According to the rules of old, each guest can hear one cipher and find one treasure. As you're my special guest, I'll give you 3 tries. Each cipher matches one of those treasure troves, and besides the stories told by each memento, there's plenty of more to be found as well. Good. That's perfect, Idea. Paimon doesn't know how impressive this mysterious adventure was, but they couldn't be better than Paimon and Teddy. Let's all continue this tradition too. We can bury a story here that belongs only to us, then we can think about what memento and cipher to leave while we search. Then it's settled. Right, listen carefully to the first cipher. A sweet mist permeates all. Gazing towards the dancing lamplight, I almost forgot to breathe. In the end, memories of childhood guide me, and I take my seat beside the table in peace. Okay, the returning Curios journey has begun. Remember the cipher, try hard to solve it, and locate the treasure. Returning Curios. Okay. The cipher mentions sweet mist. Isn't that referring to being hungry and wanting to eat something? Paimon thinks that you're trying to food in some restaurants. Returning Curios. I love how upbeat this music is. Alright, this is going to be lots of fun. We're going on a treasure hunt. I'm curious to learn more about the Oceanids after, because the summer events often, are a precursor to something that's going to happen in the next region. And of course, we learned that Idea was an Oceanid. There seems to be some mystery here. Let's take a closer look. And I believe some of the lantern light and take a seat and stuff. Could this be the crucial? Well, I mean, right here. Yeah, we're next to a lantern. We're taking a seat. But yeah, Idea is an Oceanid, and the story that was in the theater was that, she was fleeing home, which we know the Oceanids have mostly left Fontaine, except we might have seen one in the trailer, I think. And in her story, she talked to a mage and asked the mage to bring her to the desert, and she was gifted a bottle where all the wishes can happen inside the bottle. But that makes me more curious about why the Oceanids had to leave. Oh, this lantern. You mean this lantern? That's where the lamplight and the seats are. Well, look at that.
Who says there aren't benefits
Wow,
to a
a
life
treasure
of
could always
wonder?
took a seat on the table lit with a lantern lit. However, other than Mora, there's just this tattered bag in here. Could this be the memento chosen by the person who hid the treasure? Paimon can't understand what they are implying. Let's go back and ask Idea. It must be important to somebody. Nobody else found that? Maybe that was the most recent one put down. I swear, even if nobody else knew about the returning Curios, you'd think somebody would have sat that seat by accident at some point. Back so soon? Such skilled treasure hunters. The first cipher was too easy. We knew where to go immediately. But what was with the memento inside the chest? It seems like it's a person who gets hungry easily and stands outside restaurants enticed by the smell of food. The memento is their snack bag, right? You're not completely wrong, but not totally right either. The traveler who left this first chest was a disciplined warrior. When I saw him in the desert, he was covered in wounds great and small. It was clear he had survived a bitter struggle. A tired, hungry person would obviously be drawn to the smell of a restaurant. It makes sense that such circumstances would inspire written words, even a few lines of poetry. Wow, that's actually really different from what we thought. Why was he fighting in the desert? If I speak too much and add my own interpretations, it will color your perceptions and you won't experience the story as they want it told. The Memento still has his notes. Take some time to read them if you're curious. Yeah, that's actually a very good principle. If somebody else is able to tell their own story, make sure you let them tell their own story. You read it. Okay, I read it. I guess we'll read it after. A shooting star of vines carries me, traversing a forest so quiet and peaceful, to finally arrive in a secluded dreamland so pure. What do you think? This one will keep you guessing. Activate all those smarts of yours and find the second treasure trove. Alright, The cipher mentions vines being undisturbed and a dream. There's also another key word, shooting star. If that's an analogy, could it have something to do with the choo-choo cart? Let's take a look at the favorite choo-choo cart. Let's do that. Let's go. Choo-choo cart. Now, where is the thingy? The letter. Memento 1. Well, these expire. Those are not like there's some items. Like, there are some quest items you have to keep, and I guess these ones you don't. Oh, okay. To the traveler who discovers this treasure, if you are reading this text now, you must have become one of Miss Adia's most esteemed guests. The bag you find within the treasure chest is an old ration bag of mine. It accompanied me over mountains and hills and across vast, empty deserts, sustaining me for several decades. Please allow me to use it to pay you a warrior's tribute, as well as to give you my best wishes. I was once an ordinary mercenary who chose to live and fight in solitude. My reason for becoming a sellsword is simple. I wished to exact revenge on the bandits that terrorized the land. When I was still very young, my family's caravan fell to a bandit attack. My parents, who rode at the head of the caravan, never returned. I started treading this path to eradicate violence and greed. Swearing to eliminate the bandits to the last man, I set out to eliminate all the suffering they could cause. My methods were so extreme that even other mercenary groups could not understand my doings. All things were as they should be. Eventually one day there would be no bandits, or there would be no me. But in a twist of fate, one day I happened to track a group of bandits to their stronghold. An easy task considering my experience. But this time I recognized someone amongst the group of bandits. Many years ago, I'd once saved a youth who had lost his parents to the bandits. Though I believed that he'd come to despise the bandits even more than me, I somehow found him in cahoots with them. His hair unkempt and his face filled with relief at being recognized, he knelt before me and begged for mercy, recounting all the horrors he'd seen. And even as I stood there, shocked and flabbergasted, he had stabbed me with the weapon before melting away into the quiet night. Had Miss Adia not rescued me, I'd have perhaps become yet another dry skeleton in these lands. Was there any meaning to the life I'd led? Why would a victim of banditry go on to embrace their way of life? Deep within the mirage, a youth shared their story against the flickering fire, their eyebrows knitted in a frown and their eyes filled with tears. The lack of dignity, the agony of exile, and the loneliness in living all on one's own. Had I not harbored a burning hatred or inherited a small amount of family wealth, I would have likely become just like them. If the lid won't work, why don't we try our luck with the bottom? Miss Adia's words, as she struggled in vain to open a can, finally allowed me to piece my thoughts together. There are some evils in the world that can only be treated by removing their root causes. I know better than anyone the experiences that would drive someone to become a bandit. If I wish to stop them from going astray, I could begin by doing what I can to improve their circumstances. I reckon it would be a different kind of struggle from beating someone in a fight. It's far less direct, far more difficult, and requires far more thinking. But I believe it also benefit those in need far more. Anyway, all that is to say, I probably won't need this warrior's ration bag anymore. I will leave it here as a testament to my new determination as I set off on my new journey. Oh, I like that. that's a good story. So instead of just, you know, mercenary life of revenge and
Time to go.
taking people's lives, instead tackling the root issue of why do people become bandits? Why do they steal and pillage? Perhaps there's a way to divert some of those people from that path without any harm coming to them. I like that. It's just the story of like
Time to go.
learning it, just basically realizing that there are ways to do things without so much violence. After all, the violence is exactly what caused you pain in the first place, right? Yeah. And I guess if we don't get to keep the mementos, we can assume that they were put back in their original places, which will make it more fun for the next few people who show up here. Because the next few people, they will be able to have more stuff to find too. And that makes me happy. Hey, Mora! 15,000! We're gonna be needing a lot of that. Wow, this Choo Choo Kites track is going all over the place. Is it really compatible with the metaphor of vines? What kind of shooting star would leave such a winding trail behind it? Good question. Interesting. We probably have to move this out of the way. Okay, go up here. Make the jump with this. Elevator. Here we go. Treasure. I want the treasure! Primo gems! And I didn't get the artifacts. Oh well. They're increasing the artifact limit cap. I am happy. Let's see. Anyway, what artifact are we going to level up today? Any good ones? Okay, I gotta see. Do I have any equips to anybody that are like 0? Elemental mastery. Sure, why not? I'm sure that'll be useful for someone. I gotta say, like, the Husk of Opulent Dreams artifact set. Oh, crit damage. Interesting. Has one of my favorite, like, aesthetic designs. Not just because, okay, well, maybe a little bit because it's the Scaramouche. Hang on, this is good. Hang on. But yeah, it's pretty cool looking. Okay. Dig. Treasure! Ironman's hunches are pretty spot on, huh? We managed to find this memento seems an ordinary box. You see there's something inside it, and there's some noise inside when we shake it. Iron wonders what happens when we open it. Let's go ask Adia now.
The wind rises.
I'm so sorry, fungi friends. Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. Those are kind of tough to do. I'll leave the slimes alone. It's funny how hard it was to get... Well, first it was, the Nobushi and Kairagi and Inazuma. No, don't you dare hurt Nahida. And then the fungi in Sumeru. At first, there's like... They released the new mobs. That's a Minecraft term, isn't it? I've been using that. Anyway, they released the new mobs. And then they released a whole bunch of characters that use them. So you just go for the first few months, you were just taking out all of the Nobushi, all of the fungi, eradicating the population over and over until you leveled up every character. And then sometimes you get some stragglers too, like Wanderer for the Nobushi handguards, and then Kave for the fungi. And it's like, alright, I guess I'm farming this again. But then eventually you just get to a point where it's like,
it's like I don't actually have that many of these. I've never really, even though I sometimes go back to Inazuma to do like the ley lines, and then I have a lot of these apparently. So I wonder what new thing there's gonna be in Fontaine for me to absolutely eradicate.
Hello, water droplet bunnies. How are you doing today? Committed to memory.
They have no thoughts. Yet they are thinking everything. It's so cool, like they don't have faces and yet they have so much emotion. Like the ones that like get scared going on the tightropes and stuff like that.
It took you longer this time, huh?
Guess you're enjoying solving the riddles.
So what did you find besides Mora?
Just a sample box. Don't say quite unremarkable. It's clearly important to somebody. Like, genuinely, come on.
Can we open it? But what if there's a creepy doll that pops out? Or fireworks that burst out with a bang? Ooh, yes. Adding surprises to Mementos is a great idea. I'll suggest it to other guests, too. But in this case, this is just the standard box that I provide to guests. The guest that left this behind was quite serious, though, so you can rest assured there are no shenanigans. She was a lost student who woke up one day and found herself in the middle of the desert. She stumbled across the Veluriyam Mirage while searching for landmarks. It seems like she hadn't finished her schoolwork, so she couldn't stay long. I was flustered too, unable to show her proper hospitality. Even now, I feel guilty about it. Luckily, her standards were really low. Just sitting in a quiet place stargazing was enough. Her other request was also a closed, secluded environment to rest in. So this probably was Layla. That makes sense, because you know what, we get a free Layla in this event. So it makes sense that she would be involved somehow. I wonder if the star pattern, though, would be different in the Veluriyam Rush. Because it's bottle land, right? We're in a bottle. Even if it's the same starry sky out there, wouldn't it look different from, like, the refraction of, like, the shape of the glass bottle? And stuff like that? Am I reading into this more? The astronomy in this world is different from the one in our world. The stars in our world, too. So I don't know. Maybe the light doesn't travel the same way and it will look the same through the bottle. I mean, that's the sort of magic that could happen in this world, right? So I found the cave for her. Before she left, I also sealed the cave with vines so that she could sleep there in peace whenever she wished. No wonder the cipher mentioned a dreamland. No one would bother you sleeping in a cave like that. But waking up in that strange place? That sounds familiar. Maybe as you're sleeping in a carriage and got thrown off? Perhaps by a grouchy driver?
No, who would do that? I mean, we obviously know it was, sleepwalking Layla. Probably took her there. I always wonder about that, sleepwalking Layla, taking regular Layla to places and just dropping her off. Like Aru Village, I can understand. Sleepwalking Layla doing work, crossing over the wall, doing desert stuff, and then taking her to Aru Village so she's in a place that's like has civilization that can take care of her. But, well, maybe she knew about the Veluriyam Mirage, and so she took herself to Bottle Land so that when regular Layla woke up, she would be able to meet Adia. Who knows? I'm sure that's a very interesting story of how Layla got here. This is definitely Layla, though.
As Adia said, I think it's going to be best to wait until we've cleared our heads. Then we can try tackling the tale of the mysterious student again. There's just one chest left now. Come on, Teddy, let's finish all of the returning Curios. If you really can't wait, go ahead and read it without Paimon. You're a fast reader. It should only take you a moment to read a couple pages.
I won't spoil the surprise for you.
Great. Paimon will drink some milk before sleeping, then take your time reading the stories to truly appreciate this student's extraordinary experience. So let's continue the returning Curios, shall we? Listen carefully to the third treasure's cipher. A blue spotless ceiling, a floor of white candy. Soft companions surround me. I, too, have wings. Soft companions definitely are water droplet buddies. Something so simple, anyone would know where to go immediately. Well, it's easy to see at least. Reaching it, however. The blue thing, I'm sure, the blue sky is probably the orb. And that, spindle sewing thing. The big giant thing in the middle. This should be fun to watch. Oh, I'm sure it is. The tone of the third cipher sounds like one a child would use. Let's think. Could this be another analogy? The blue rooftop could be the sky above us and the white candy floor could be the clouds beneath our feet. The highest point of the Veluriyam Mirage. We'll definitely find some clues here.
Yeah, it's up there. Quite high up, if you ask me. Let's see.
Oh, traveler who I've never met, if you're reading this letter now, you must be enjoying the wondrous sights of this place, just as I did in the past. May you encounter the sights of your dreams and learn much from the experience. I am a Retawa student who fell asleep while observing the skies. After finding myself here upon waking up, I decided to stay a while. The caretaker, Miss Adia, appears to be struggling with the need to repair some old mechanisms on the grounds. She did not respond to my questions, but simply offered me a quiet place to stay, where I might get plenty of rest. Nevertheless, from the way others talk about her, I could tell that she is usually a generous host. It is understandable that she would not have the time to take care of me while being pulled in several different directions. I was unable to get an answer from her, even as I packed up and left. She did, however, give me many gifts and invited me to try out this attraction. Which is to say, I am also quite new to this place and don't have a lot of insights to share. I can only wish you a fun and relaxing experience. You may get a slightly different experience if you were to observe the stars from here. Though the positions of the stars have not changed, their impressions in the sky appear far stronger, and it's much easier to make note of their characteristics.
Ah, I see. So that's what it looks like from inside the bottle.
Maybe the special location and my good mood both have something to do with it? After all, our field of vision is far wider here, and the air here is also less dry and more pure than regular air in the desert. Most importantly, this place is insulated from monsters and people of ill intent. If you ever have some spare time, I'd strongly recommend that you spend some time here to observe the stars. The traditions say that I should leave something here as a testament to my stay, but I don't know what I can leave to you as a gift. I only brought some books, pen, and paper with me when I came here, and I'll need all of them to write my thesis. Among the gifts that Miss Adia gave me was a sum of Mora, which she recommended I use to purchase furniture, believing it would add warmth, beauty, and comfort to my abode. However, my place has already been filled to the brim with books and star charts. There's no more space for more furnishings, and either way, were I to cross the desert again to return to the academia, I doubt I could make the journey if I brought any more with me. These gifts will be better left to the travelers that come after me, and thus I waited for an auspicious day with wondrous omens before hiding them. Now these gifts are all yours. I hope they will bring you serenity and joy, and pass on to you the protection and fortune of the starry skies. Lovely. Thank you so much, Layla. That is wonderful. So, we know Layla has been here, and Kaveh has also been here too, right? So, lots of our friends. Little did Layla know, the traveler that we've never met was a traveler that she had met all along. But yeah, once again, I think we are going to... The implication of it being limited is we're going to put it back so that way another traveler can enjoy their findings. I mean, I guess we're going to keep them more. Why am I going here? I know full well it's not going to work. We have to go to the high up waypoint. Here we go. Oh, water droplet bunnies, just like we predicted. Over there! Looks like we have 3 water droplets wandering around. Did we scare them? They broke off suddenly. Hide and seek. A soft bunny. Maybe that's a water droplet. That puts us on the right track then. Let's follow it. I agree. Water droplet bunnies. Yes, I'm an expert at following water droplets. Where are you going? Where are you going? I can't keep up. No. No. Alright. Here we go. Even further, okay.
We're doing the full loop? Where am I going? Oh, this. I understand now. I don't want to move that. We haven't had to do much like box moving, or much complicated box moving. I guess you have to know not to move that other one. I think. What am I looking for here? Maybe I do have to push this. I mean, what's over there though? Is the water droplet bunny hidden there? Wait, no, I'm being silly. This is the one we already did in the first part of the quest. Never mind. Lower. How much lower? Sorry, I thought the water drop was activating the thing, when in fact it was trying to get me to go down here. I don't know. Usually they don't have me going down a... Please go back to the original spot. Oh, I'm telling it to go to the original spot. Okay. Right, they usually don't make me go down like a sheer cliff. And usually when that happens, I think, oh no, I've done something wrong. But I suppose I was right this time. We can't get down there. Is it down there or up here? I'm gonna go up. It's always easy to fall down and go up. So let's start by going up. Thank you. Pretty soon. Okay, we're going down. Oh no! Fungi buddies! No, why did you run here? I want fungi! Oh, these are just like the ones in the fungi tournament. Let's go back to original spot. Perfect.
Too slow.
Too slow.
Quit following me.
Quit following. Ha 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 ha. What would you like me to do?
Turn into some special things. Maybe they can restore it to their original form.
Okay.
Squall and Fury.
Come on. There you go. Yay! Being able to fly around is very helpful for this.
You were right. The water droplets.
Okay. Whoa! All the way up there? See, I'm gonna climb those vines, but instead I can just
Lie there instead. Hello, water droplet bunnies.
Can we go on the Ferris wheel or? I love how this ride is the biggest Ferris wheel ever, and there's so few carts, which it adds to the effect. But there's also no safety. Like if you fall, you are just going to fall. Now, am I going the right place? Where? I'm assuming to go on from here. Or at least I'll get a better look from here. I don't know exactly where we are headed. Only that we are going to have lots of fun. Okay, we're going higher, so I guess so. This is like the coolest Ferris wheel design. Like it's made of wood. It's magic. It's magic is what it is. And the orb in the middle, so beautiful. And look from up here, you can just see how beautiful this place is. It's so beautiful. I can barely imagine. Okay, because we go here. It is a limited area. Okay, don't fall.
We've been so high up. We might have missed the view here if we were searching for the returning Curios. Look, we've been to the theater over there before, haven't we? So many buildings are still visible from so far away.
I know. We gotta go back to the theater. I think there's so much more stuff to do there.
Over here. The glowing mist over there is created by lights of various colors, right? So spectacular.
That is the the circus tent with the lights. But it was a lot of fun. I liked that. Well, I like exploring the area. The light puzzle was quite frustrating.
The valley looks completely different when you look down on it from high up above. Amazing.
Yeah, with all the flowers over there. Yeah, they created all these unique regions here. And look at the view. Look at the view of this place. Can I climb?
Behold!
Can I go out here? Can I climb up? I can really climb up. Okay, if I can go to the very, very edge of this platform. Just don't fall off. That'd be real bad right now. It's just an interesting way to be able to see things.
I wanna get Klee out. Klee!
Let's see. Let's get a picture of Klee in front of the in front of this area. The theater. Not standing on the railing because that would be a very big safety hazard. There we go.
These bombs, so heavy.
No, she blinked as soon as I took the picture. There we go.
La la
La
la.
la la.
Luxurious chest.
Hooray! We found the last treasure! Memento is a point from this time. If you think that that simple cipher really did pay attention to every key point, the person who hid this treasure must be really amazing.
Klee was a brave girl today. I found a really weird-looking lizard. Want me to show it to
I
you?
would love to. Cool perspective shot with the grass and everything. And Endora! Endora is going to join us on our
Where are you?
trip to Fontaine, which will be very interesting. Alright. I'm wondering, do I glide all the way down there? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's have some fun. Let's take a look at the view from up here. Whee! I am so glad they have the gadget switcher so I can have a food pouch and have the glider, the fan glider speeding up thing. Because that's my favorite. This is my favorite gadget. But I also like to have the food pouch with me. I find these days, though, you know what? I don't really use the food pouch that much, though, anymore. I think my characters have just gotten stronger. Which just shows how far I've come. Wow. I wish you could use the camera in midair. Look how beautiful this shot would be. Yeah, you can't. How beautiful this would be. I'm just looking. There's the festival. That's the town. Yeah. That's where we came from. The tracks. There's just so much going on. Okay, we better go down before the stamina runs out. And then we can't save ourselves.
Ah,
There we go. Somehow that all worked out. Do not try this at home. We know that Klee lives for danger, but other than that, do not try this at home.
Idea, we're back! We succeeded big time! All 3 treasures are ours! Oh, that fast? I knew you were no ordinary person, but didn't expect it to be this easy. How was your experience? Special?
Great scenery on the way. It was certainly high up enough. Great scenery on the way, though.
Whoever left that 3rd treasure behind is a child at heart. They use creative metaphors, and their clues were right on the money. Let Paimon guess, are they some kind of fairy tale author or something? Those aren't metaphors. They're just the real thoughts of a child. The one who left the third treasure behind was actually just a young girl. Wait, a kid? You're joking, right? Yeah, how did she even get up there? That child overheard her parents talking about the hidden paradise up in the clouds, where all sorts of beautiful creatures like finches and crystal flies lived. That's right, we saw crystal flies up there. So, she secretly built a huge kite, hoping to soar into the clouds and visit her flying friends. I don't know if it was because of the wind was ignorant or if it was intentional, but the kite ended up being carried off course. Instead of soaring up into the paradise in the sky, it landed in the middle of the desert. The child didn't find the finches and crystal flies, but she had a wonderful time playing with the gentle hydro idolins, who became her squishy new friends. Whoa, slow down there. You talk so fast that Paimon can hardly keep up. And for a kid to fly all that way in a giant kite, a lot must have happened along the way. You're going too fast, and it seems we're missing out on a lot of details. Look, I really can't explain the sense of wonder the kids feel during their adventures, so you'll just have to experience it for yourselves. Besides the message from the child, there are also a few pages from her diary in the box, and the details are really something. But before we get to that, there's still one thing left to do before that is full of both farewell ceremony but also quite important. Shall we take care of that first? Yes, you're right. We found all the treasures, so now it's time to leave a treasure of our own behind. It's finally time. Let's put our heads together, Teddy. Maybe the perfect spot to bury our treasure. We have to think this through carefully. We can't be scatterbrained about it. Someplace high up in the silver bottle courtyard. Let's hide it near the lake. Or how about placing it at the entrance of the Veluriyam Mirage? The entrance would be a good spot because that's the beginning of our journey here. But the lake is also really important too because that's where we kept meeting up. That's where our goal was, right? Well, I guess it was the orb. But we had to find all the pieces for it. Someplace high up. But high up is already the spot for the child. So I don't want to take it from them. Let's go over near the lake. By the lakeside, anything special about that spot? This is a water paradise after all. Water paradise? Well, Paimon seems to be there. It's because the theme of the Veluriyam Mirage is water, right? Water is definitely the foundation of this place. You hit the nail on the head. In a meaningful moment such as this, Teddy is still thinking about such things. I'm truly touched. Yes, of course, poetic meaning. And just the meaning of our journey. I mean, think about it. We fished Paimon out of the water. That's a good reason. We fished Paimon out of the water way back near Mondstadt. We are now somewhere close to or past, no, close to, halfway through our Teyvat journey as laid out in the preview from the beginning of the game. So we have come a very long way. Wow, that's crazy to think about, actually. But we fished Paimon out of the water, so the water is very important to us. Beside the lake it is then. Let's go. Hold on. Please take this first. This is a special box imbued with the power of the hydro idolins, which can greatly extend the storage time of mementos and prevent them from deteriorating over time. And as for the memento you choose, you can keep it a secret from me if you want. Awesome. This really helps. With a fantastic container like this, we can store fresh things like fresh fruit and herbs and yummy food for a long time. But if we don't tell everything to Idia, will you still be able to pass along the cipher to other guests? It's all about mystery and surprise. The treasure you leave behind will become the crown jewel of the returning Curios project. Every bit as impressive as the original Mora pocket watch. I can't wait to see what kind of guests will find your treasure and how they'll react to your memento. Will I be able to tell at a glance that this keepsake was left by you? I'm getting so excited! Idia has given us so many surprises. Now it's our turn to return the favor. Paimon understands now that we need to choose a really special memento to make sure that Idia can understand what we're trying to say with just a glance. And then, Idia should write us a letter and tell us the good news. Very well, that it is settled. Let's read this. The third one. This is the third one, right?
Oh, okay, this is the one for ours. We should read this one.
Hey there, youngster. Grown up or oldie or whoever you are. I see you found my treasure and read my diary. I'm an inventor and adventurer. Even Miss Adia thinks I'm a genius, you know. This fantastic water park is the furthest place I've reached so far. I've had a great time here. How about you? It's okay if you haven't been having fun. I'm sure you'll be just like me and find even more cool and distant parks to explore in the future. According to Mama and Papa's story, there's a paradise for finches and crystal flies on top of a cloud. I made this kite to find that paradise and play with them. But when I used this kite to fly, I couldn't find that paradise. Maybe it's because I wasn't flying high enough. But that's fine. I landed in the desert, made friends with a super huge red bird, and even rode for a long way on the back of a huge creature with many legs. I think they call them scorpions or something? The huge red bird must be the big vultures. I see, so you've made friends with the desert creatures. That is good. If you have friends like that, they will protect you from anything that wants to hurt you. Oh, and also, I met Miss Adia, who managed to convince the big red bird and big scorpions to turn around and go back to sleep. And after that, she took me to this water park where the flying balls of water were even more magical than the crystal flies. They gave me tasty apples, assisted me in my search for construction materials, helped me build a new kite, and even took me onto new adventures in mysterious places so that I can see the scenery from super duper high up. Miss Adia said that if I were to become a super famous adventurer someday, then this place must be my first stop, the start of my journey. So I drew the first super kite that I invented in my diary. Well, the blueprint of the thing anyway. Who knows, maybe you'll also be able to visit the many unexpected new places and meet many new friends after making and using it. Oh, and also, before you use it, please make sure to tie a lot of balloons to your body. This is important if you don't want to get hurt when you crash into the ground. Anyway, all the best of luck. May you fly even higher than I did with this kite. Oh, thank you so much. You find many sketches at the end of the diary. This must be the kite that the diary writer is referring to. While the handwriting is messy, the sketch is quite neat. The feature design is well-shaped, has an effective weight-bearing skeletal structure, and many safety features. It is apparent that only a highly educated child could have produced such a high-level design. Maybe the diary writer is a child of scholarly parents and has been interested in engineering since early childhood. Unfortunately, as it has been designed by a child, the kite can also only be used by a child. It is too small and, unlike a glider, cannot support the weight of an adult for an extended amount of time. Maybe it could become the perfect toy for Paimon, if you were to dedicate a lot of time to actually building it, using this blueprint as a reference, that is. The process will probably be quite painstaking for the inexperienced. Oh, I like that.
La la la.
It's amazing, you know, the dreams of a child being preserved in this place forever. Who knows, maybe that child will become or has become an adventurer and will come by this place and it'll be like a time capsule of what it was like all those years ago visiting this place and still seeing that same wonder. Yeah, this place is just so cute and so wholesome because it's just it's the place of where you keep your positive vibes, right? And I love that. A happy space. And we all... There you go. Thank you there, little buddy. Paimon thinks this place is perfect. Yes, this is our returning Curios treasure site now. It's finally time. Paimon is getting a bit worked up. So, what did you want to leave behind? A photo of the two of us. Leave a weapon. Let's leave a sweet flower as our treasure. Oh, those are good options. I think I want to leave a sweet flower. A sweet flower? Paimon, really? Paimon thought we'd do something better, something more special. Imagine for a moment. An adventurer who's been on an incredible journey to the Mirage, finally finding the ultimate treasure of the returning Curios, left behind by legendary adventures. And then, ta-da! A sweet flower appears. Paimon wonders what kind of expression they'd have.
Well, the sweet flower is pretty much one of the first things we picked up on our journey, right? And sometimes the journey doesn't have to be, the memento doesn't have to be something complicated to represent a lot of feelings, a lot of experiences. Sometimes something simple can sum it up even more, just looking at the big picture of everything.
So, why a sweet flower?
It's the flower we found at the beginning of our journey. That's exactly what I said.
It's also an important ingredient that you love, Paimon.
That's right.
Huh? Sorry, Paimon doesn't quite remember. Wait a second. Paimon thinks that's right. While we were in the Starfell Valley, we picked a few sweet flowers without even really thinking about it.
I mean, I thought about it. Obviously, I was new to the game, and once in a while, I watched that video the first time when I was playing with my brother, and I was playing Genshin Impact for the very first time, and just how inexperienced I was and how far I've come since then, and just that reflection, but also just like the simpler times of playing this game at the beginning. But yes, the sweet flowers, I remember picking those up, and the sunsettias as well, and the berries, and be like, can I eat the berries? And like, no, you can't eat the berries. Like, why can I eat the sunsettias and apples and not the berries? And all those happy memories, right? So
for future Top Chef Tenny and Super Foodie Paimon, sweet flowers are like the starting point, the beginning of everything.
Exactly my thought. This is a very special thing for us.
For an experienced adventure, a sweet flower could be very meaningful. Paimon gets it now. It's actually a brilliant choice and full of meaning. Just as expected from you. Paimon hopes future guests will see it the same way. Yay! Sweet flower it is then.
Together with Paimon, you choose a memento and place it inside the storage box that Adia provided. As you're writing your message, you have a deep discussion with Paimon about what to include in addition to your brief description of your memento and why it is special. Your experiences in Veluriyam Mirage were so rich and colorful that you didn't know which ones to choose. Even the sights and sounds inside the Veluriyam Mirage are spectacular. I agree. This is so beautiful, and the soundtrack too. It's... The summer events are just so happy. The summer makes me happy. The sunshine makes me happy. The flowers make me happy. And just being in summertime just makes me happy.
Ultimately, you settle on a blessing for companionship and happiness without worry. To the traveler who finds his chest, may your travels be filled with joy and free of care, and your companions always be by your side. Enjoy your time vacationing within the Veluriyam Mirage. Mission complete! The ultimate treasure of returning Curios has been buried. It's a strange feeling, planting the seeds of a story for the future instead of uncovering something left behind by an unknown predecessor.
Well, hopefully we'll see those seeds sprout soon.
They'll definitely bear fruit. Now we just have to wait for Adia's response.
Yay!
Oh, that's wonderful.
This is our spot.
This is our spot of happiness.
Our treasure by the lake. To remind her, happy for all time. Or a memory of how happy we were being here with everyone. Let's go back and see Adia. Does Adia have anything new to say to us right now?
Ta-da!
I hope all of our friends could leave something behind too if they wanted to. I'm sure Clay would have something to leave behind. I wonder what though. Something's off. Rock. We have so many treasures to find. And by we, I mean I. I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm just gonna enjoy the Veluriyam Mirage tonight. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm just gonna lie in bed and find all the treasure chests.
Welcome to the Veluriyam Mirage. I hope you can relax and enjoy some respite from your tiring journey. That's how I would have greeted you if things had been different. It's hard to believe how much have happened since then. Since everything's fixed now, I thought better late than never. What do you think? Pretty professional, huh? About oceanids. Oh, are you wondering why we fled Fontaine? It feels like it happened a lifetime ago. The reason for our flight, it would be water. The waters of Fontaine changed, and to the oceanids, now the waters there are full of pain and hatred. For us, if we wanted to live, fleeing was the best choice. Oh, it was then that it was then that it was then that I assume it's it's then that I became lost and fainted in the desert. Yeah, words missing there. I must say, the desert is really just too vast. Interesting. Pain and hatred. Now we know that Farina, Focalor, the Hydro Archon, is not the original Hydro Archon. So I wonder what the story is there. I'm sure it is very interesting. Huh? Rodea? Have you met her? Looks like she finally found a place for herself. Chingsa Village? Is that in Liyue? You really have gone far away, Rodea. Yeah, so she knows Rodea, who's very angry all the time. Do you want me to explain the underlying theory? I don't actually know that much about it. In short, a preprint is like an idea. Think of it how like a plant should grow. Think of it like how a plant should grow is imprinted in its seed, or how a bird will spread its wings. Well, it's determined while it's still in its egg. Things follow these instincts and rules that are programmed into them and become that which we see all around us. Perhaps the blueprints of all things were created at the very beginning. A preprint is like those blueprints, and the light reflected through the bottle transforms them into the entire Veluriyam Mirage. But this kind of magic only works within the confines of the bottle. Thanks to Alice's magic, as we well know. That's right. Alright. Well, we've talked to Idea. I think, well, first, I'm going to have Klee stand here with Water Droplet Buddies. And either use this or the... Oh, we can't stand in front of Idea. This or the shot from the top. As the thumbnail. Super wide angle shot. Or I could take a picture of where we buried the thing. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. The last thing I want to do is... Let's do another choo-choo cart ride. There's 2 more left we have to do. And then we will... That barrel up there in the corner of my eye looks suspicious. I'm sorry. Sweet flower! The very first thing on our journey. Every place we have been has had sweet flowers. That's how special it is. Yeah, that looks suspicious. Super suspicious. Alright, this area here, the swirling thing is very cool as well. Stand back a little bit. Okay, we go like this. Go up. No, we're not high up enough, I think. Let's climb up here. Can we climb up here? Yeah. Because this pool is very cool. A cool pool, you might say. You can see the water droplet buddies in the background there. Aw, there's 3 of them. Done with their game of hide and seek. And then let's go take a picture of our... There's a thingy over there. I need to check that out. I saw that before. I wasn't sure if my eyes deceived me. To the uninitiated, this is a pile of dirt. But to us, we know it is full of memories of the journey. What is this? What is this?
Oh, it's the mysterious Mora pocket watch.
Did we take out someone else's treasure? But Adia hasn't told us the cipher yet. Does this count as breaking the rules? Wait, hold on. Could this be? It's the legendary Mora pocket watch.
Well, I'm glad we randomly found that and I didn't have to look up afterwards where that was. A Mora-shaped and Mora-shiny pocket watch you accidentally found in the Veluriyam Mirage. These are a message written on the paper. The font's a flourished and the humor penetrates through the back of the paper. Darn it. You managed to find the Mora pocket watch I hid so expertly. Well done, bravo. I tip my hat to you. Though someone as obviously talented and skilled as you must have noticed that this pocket watch is made in the shape of Mora, with a thin coat of Mora-colored paint. By market standards, it's barely worth anything. Right now, I'm sure your mood has shifted pretty drastically, and you can't help but think, the treasure that started the whole returning Curios is just a piece of junk like this, and he even wanted people to imitate him. That adventurer who left the pocket watch is nothing but a giant fraud. But don't be angry yet. Allow me to explain briefly. The only reason why Mora has become the standard, unquestioned currency of choice, the Mora that circulates across the world, is because behind it stands the great and powerful, without compare, the upholder of contracts, the fair and wise, allow me to omit the next 5,000 words of praise from Morax, and say that it is his credit standing behind Mora that infuses it with value. Without his credit, it's, just a round piece of metal. And behind this pocket watch is my own journey over mountains and rivers, searching tirelessly, millions upon millions of steps taken in pursuit of the greatest treasure of the desert. Dozens of novels would not be enough to tell my tale in full, so I left behind this pocket watch that accompanied me through my entire journey from when I was yet small. It's definitely not because this is all I have left on me. Perhaps one day I shall become a renowned adventurer and my fame will spread across Tevat. Then my reputation will stand behind this watch as well, and you definitely won't feel like you've been burned. Of course, perhaps you understood all this long ago, and you're even stronger than I am. Perhaps you're already a big deal. But even then, my logic holds. This pocket watch will be the most ancient memento you found in the mysterious Veluriyam Mirage, and you will have given it the greater value. So when you read this message from me burying the pocket watch, it won't matter if we're separated by decades or centuries. Let us work hard and become the best we can be, and then we can spread my understanding of what creates value across Tevat, allowing everyone to live to the fullest. Signed, an adventurer who doesn't actually have much of a reputation. The signature is really, really fancy. Yes, but even if they don't have much of a reputation, they surely lived their life to the fullest, and who could ask for anything more? If you can live a life that is fulfilling and full of purpose and satisfaction, and you are satisfied with who you are and who you've become, where your journey has led you, and what you've built despite all the twists and turns you have. If you are proud of that journey, then that is priceless. No one can take that from you. Then you don't need to be famous for that. Well, I'm just going back here in case Idia has anything to say now that I found the object to start all objects.
Adia, emergency, huge news! We found a pocket watch. Look, is this the legendary Mora pocket watch?
It's gold and shiny on the outside. It has Mora engraved on it.
Let me take a look. You really found it? Is this ordained by destiny? The ultimate prize left by the mysterious adventurers found by the legendary traveler. I sense some sort of spiritual legacy. Paimon is really happy to be praised like that, but Paimon is more curious about what happens next.
Will I get additional rewards? Will it trigger a hidden event?
Nothing like that. Actually, it never occurred to me that someone would find this pocket watch. After all, even I forgot where it was buried. But it's valuable on its own, right? Right? Additional rewards from me are unnecessary. Anyway, I'll be writing this down with just the right amount of flair, of course. I'll transform it into an exciting and thrilling story for my future guests. Now the treasure you buried will be replacing this Mora pocket watch. Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about that too. It's about the stories hidden inside the treasure. Anyway, let's study this watch a little longer. India, please write an really exciting story about us. And don't worry, leave it to me.
There we go. Alright, just the usual thing. That's good. We've completed that quest! I didn't even know there... I knew that the watch would probably be somewhere. I expected to, like, you know, forget about it. And then the last thing I'm like, you know, what about the pocket watch? And then Google its location. But I'm glad we didn't do that. Alright, choo-choo cart time.
Time to go in the choo-choo cart. Oh, but that was very fun. Just looking at everyone's journeys.
La la la.
I mean, we've already seen so many life journeys and hopes and dreams represented here. And we found a few more. It's not just dreams, but also hopes for a future journey too. Things you want to be able to accomplish in your life, no matter how young or old you are, no matter who you are. More thrilling ride? Yeah, let's do the middle one. Kinda dizzy now, Rail. Ride the choo-choo cart district, the challenge. Okay, I am ready. Are you ready? I am so ready. Ready? Okay. Whee! Okay, we gotta avoid the dirt ones. No! Alright. There we go. Did I get all of them? Perfect timing. We gotta get the perfect timing. You gotta go a little early and see. Alright, good. Swap one. Yeah. Whee! Oh, this is fun! Like a real roller coaster. No, not like a real roller coaster. You can get dirt on you. Okay, I don't like the two. Whee! Alright, I am happy about that. Exquisite chest.
Maybe there's even more buried below.
Maybe there is, Clee. Anyway, that sounds like a perfect place to end off the episode. Thank you so much for enjoying this little wholesome journey of people's, things people left behind to remember, their convictions, their path that they've chosen, and who they want to be. That's really something very precious, and I am honored to be part of that. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. Now, our own Mementos shall stay in the Veluriyam Mirage until someone else just as curious as us finds it. So yeah. Bye! I will see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Good night.